Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, it's leak time yet again, this time for DnF Duel. We now have the full roster of the game and some other little tidbits. Now this time around, unlike many other leak times we've covered on this channel, it's not data mining that is the culprit. It's actually straight up from the PlayStation app itself. So it could be an intern somewhere messed up and put info that wasn't supposed to be out just yet, because they're definitely detailing characters that do not have trailers yet, but still, it's all there. We will talk about the meat of it first here, that is the characters, and also some other small details after that. So in plain text, here it is. A total of 16 unique characters are available. Berserker, Striker, Grappler, Inquisitor, Dragon Knight, Ranger, Hitman, Kunoichi, Enchantress, Vanguard, Swift Master, Ghostblade, Troubleshooter, Crusader, Launcher, and an unlockable hidden character. So most of those names you know well enough, right? Because they're already playable in the various betas of the game. A few of those technically we haven't seen yet, but if you've been following along, you probably have heard of them, specifically the Enchantress and the Troubleshooter. The Enchantress is like a small elf magician slash summoner, and we first learned about her because, well, she's on the box art of the game. So not really the biggest mystery there, I guess you could say. The Troubleshooter, we learned about him a while ago because there was like 3 or 4 frames of animation of him in one of the Korean-only trailers, and he's an older dude that's all about shotguns and explosives. And just all-around badass, as this clip from Dungeon Fighter Online shows. Looks like a character I'd want to play, that's for sure. Now, in a bit of a surprise though, we thought we had the female mechanic, like we have pictures of her and everything, right? But no, not quite. Turns out it is the Launcher, not the mechanic. So the Launcher is a different subset of the female gunner main class. So mechanic's a subclass, so is Launcher. And it looks like this character specifically is a bit of a fusion of the female mechanic and female Launcher. This is the female Launcher, a very huge focus on ridiculously large weapons. And we do have a taste of that as well, actually, as what we thought was the mechanic is also on the box art and holding a giant grenade launcher or something, right? So looks like this character is going to be wielding the very literal big guns. Now, who knows why they're kind of mixing and matching the two classes together? I couldn't tell you, but this character is indeed the Launcher, not the female mechanic. So those are characters we all knew about to some degree or another, but now let's talk about someone that's completely all new, and that is the Swift Master. So the Swift Master is a subclass of the male mage, and is effectively an airbender, if you will. All about air magic, wind magic, that kind of stuff. Also seemingly a little bit of martial arts tuned in as well, not just purely a magician. Basically, as far as I can tell, this will be the mobility character. What if they took Fujin from Mortal Kombat and turned him into an anime? Without seeing him in the game directly, it's hard to tell exactly what they're going to do, but a lot of the characters are heavily inspired by what's in Dungeon Fighter Online. And right here, this is exactly what you're looking at. So with the Swift Master, that makes 15 of the 16 launch playable characters, and here's the thing. So the Swift Master is the male mage character, a subclass, and a lot of people were expecting the female Slayer archetype to have some kind of representation in the game, and a lot of people were expecting the Spectre, so super cool lady, nice shades, long sword, like an assassin style vibe almost. But no, this is not the final character. The final character stated to be a hidden unlockable character, so I guess it's not impossible it could be the Spectre, but it's unlikely. What is most likely is it's this giant guy who's literally on top of the box front and center. All I can tell you is he's a relic of old Dungeon Fighter Online lore, like myself looking it up. There's not really too much detail about him. Apparently he's like a shard or an aspect or a fracture or whatever of the god of the Dungeon Fighter Online universe. And given that he's front and center on the box, he's probably the boss of the game. At least that makes sense to me anyways. Otherwise, why would you put him on the box? So one more time, just to run down, your launch roster will be the Berserker, Striker, Grappler, Inquisitor, Dragon Knight, Ranger, Hitman, Kunoichi, Enchantress, the little elf girl, Vanguard, Swift Master, our Avatar The Last Airbender looking dude, Ghostblade, Troubleshooter, Guns and Explosions, Crusader, Launcher, the person we thought that was the female mechanic, and whoever the unlockable hidden character is. So that is the character end of things. That is our starting 16 character launch roster, but there is actually a few more details. For the few people that were concerned in the beta because we only had lobby play, yes, there is indeed ranked online play. Myself, I wasn't particularly worried that there wouldn't be, but here it is spelled out for you plain as day. For other modes, for local single player, we have free battle, story mode, arcade mode, and survival. So yes, there is confirmed now there'll be a proper story mode to it. Now, as for the details, we'll have to wait and find out, I suppose. But yes, story mode is there. Past that, a bunch of features you would expect. There's a training mode, there's a tutorial, there's stuff with player profiles, replays, all that kind of stuff. Also confirmed is that we will have 8 stages. So I believe so far in the beta, we've only seen 6 of the stages so far. So looks like we got at least 2 more to go, which is nice. More stages always equals more better. If you're a Dragon Ball FighterZ fan, you know what lack of stages can do to a person. Specifically, the 2 stages we haven't seen so far are Ghent, City of God, and The Ruins. And my friends, that's everything we know right now. So that's your launch roster and some other details. Certain things, like what we thought was the female mechanic actually being the launcher, actually makes me much more excited for the character, because everything I've seen is the launcher's way cooler than the female mechanic is, and I'm looking forward to seeing all these giant lasers and guns. But that's it, so if you have any questions or comments, post in the comments below, and otherwise, thank you very much for watching, hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some DnF Duel.